right, happy Friday, everybody. Thanks again for joining here on PWA Studio Community Sync. We have a few demos here on the internal side, and then we have some great content to demo from the digital six. This potato is killing me. This potato. Digital 60 reviewing to join us for Community Corner. So let's get rolling into the content. First up, we have Ravant, who's going to demo some of the recent checkout work.
Awesome. Let me share the screen. Hold on a second. Can you see the screen now? Should be showing the cart page.
We can.
Awesome. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. I'll be speaking about the payment information section in the checkout. If you have been following this is the cart page. I've added something to the cart. Once we click proceed to checkout, it takes us to the checkout page. These are being handled in different tickets. This is being handled by Tommy and Andy. Once we move to the payment section, we have options of credit card and PayPal. Right now, PayPal is not added yet. It's not part of the scope, but we do have credit card. This is powered through Braintree. We can give a default number that Braintree has as a test number. In this case, I'll just give some random numbers. It does give us an option to either have the same address as shipping address, or we can give our own billing address. In this case, I'm giving mine. And also the payment section does have coupon code, gift cards, and gift options, which will be handled in their own tickets. Right now, we are only doing the credit card section and the edit of that. I'll just give something. Something. And once we click review order, we can see that the payment information has been added as a summary. And since the shipping information is different from the billing information, we can see a different section for that. There's also the edit part. If this is the desktop, it's a model. If it's a mobile environment, it's a slider from the side. So if we change this to an iPhone, it's a drawer from the side. But if we go back to desktop, it's a model. The same in the edit section, it carries the same information from the previous page. If we want, we can either make changes or even submit the same card with a different billing address. I guess there is another. Okay, hold on. Let's give this. Okay. Or let's give a different. Bye. We can see that the information has changed, but now the billing address section has been removed because it's the same as shipping address. Right now, this is the guest checkout that you're looking at. We'll be working on the authenticated checkout soon once this is done. There is no PR as of now, but end of today, I'll be creating a PR along with the tests. You guys can check it out. That's it, Andrew. Any questions?
Thanks, Ravant.
Lars has posted something on chat, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Lars posted a question about the ability to add your own payment methods, and if there are any extension points for adding your own payment.
Not right now, but let me show the way the code is written. So if someone wants to add, can you guys see this? I have Visual Code open. Can you guys see this?
Yep, section. You're good.
Okay, awesome. So this is the payment methods file. Here we have radio buttons and their own respective payment methods. Similarly, we can add, I'm not completely sure of how we can do that using extensions, but we can add an extension point here where we can invoke a new radio and also a method, payment method. And each of these payment methods have their own talents, so they maintain their own information. Other than actually telling it whether if it's hidden or not, ideally speaking, they should have all the information that they can render. So We don't need to add extension points anywhere else. If Zetlin is on the call, maybe he can add some more on top of it, but I'm not completely sure of how extensions really do this.
I don't have anything to add right now.
Okay.
I would say that that's just going to muddy the water. Let's talk about this in terms of what you have done, and extensions will come in a later expose. But you and I can talk offline, so you can talk about it. But I would rather the next discussions about extensions come from folks like you who have talked with me and done it, which is understandably not taking place yet. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Awesome. Any more questions? I hope that answers your question, Lars.
Yeah, I would just add on top of that we know that adding additional payment providers, payment methods is something that everyone's definitely looking for. So it's something that we have in the backlog as a follow-on, as indicated by the fact that, as Ravant showed for PayPal, it says coming later. It's something that we have in the backlog. It's something that we can definitely open up for community contribution. So if there's, interest there from the community, something we can definitely talk about, on the community project board. So it looks like Chris had another good question about support for saved credit cards from Magento Vault. Tommy kind of answered it there, but I would also say that the support for saved credit cards is a story that we've actually included in our My Account Epic, which is the next epic following our checkout work. And it's something that UX has already started to research, design, and that we already kind of have some the initial plan for. So keep an eye out for that work as it follows the checkout work. But that's definitely a story included in that epic.
Yeah. And if there are any saved credit cards to a given account, once someone logs in, it has to show the authenticated in the authenticated checkout workflow, which we haven't done yet. Awesome. Any other question, guys?
Great work, Revant.
Oh, thanks, Amya. This does have to go through you yet, the UX.
Hopefully not too much pushback from me.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Awesome.
So next we have Steven, who's going to show the order confirmation work that he's been doing. Or Mr. Potato Head.
The potato, for that matter.
Come on, Stephen, eyes on the prize.
Yeah, you're muted, Steven.
Hello.
Sorry, you sound like you're coming from underground.
Am I really? Oh, never mind. That was all right. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm working on, or I've been working on the order confirmation page, which is the page it's like the receipt page that you saw on the mini cart. It's what you're shown after you complete checkout. If it gets merged, it may not actually be functional entirely until all of the other steps are filled out. So I kind of have to do some like fake data and push some stuff directly to GraphQL to make it work. What you're seeing here is like the in progress checkout workflow. The important thing though is after you or to see the order confirmation page, you just place your order, and voila, you see the order number, which isn't actually getting placed yet, so we're rendering nothing. We're rendering null. But as soon as we start placing orders, this order number will be provided, and then the shipping info I had filled out previously through some other methods, the shipping rate I had selected, as well as the items in your cart, and some helper text. And then we have a little helpful form that if you want to create an account directly here on the order confirmation page, you can do that. This is almost one for one with the create account view that you see when you go here with the few changes. I think we removed the confirm password and this helper text, and the styling is a little bit different. But otherwise, was able to use most of that form, as well as use this items review component. So the way this works is kind of neat. We don't want to. Right now, we've been using Apollo to store and render from. So whenever you place an order, whenever you add an item to your cart, or you are modifying items in your cart, removing stuff, that data is served from the cache. Well, you make a network request, it's cached, and then your components are updated. But in order to render this checkout or this confirmation page, we have to show data that doesn't exist anymore because the cart has already been submitted, the order's been submitted, and we want to rightfully wipe that out from local storage so that if you're a guest user on like a library computer or something, that your information isn't persisted in cache for another user to come and grab. So the way we do this is right when you click that checkout, right when you click that place order button, what happens is we make a quick network call for the current status of the order, all the information that the order confirmation page needs, and we hold that in local state, React use state, I think, I'm actually using use query, but I'm using network only, so that doesn't cache, and then that passes the data to the order confirmation component for rendering. So when you refresh, it's gone. It doesn't exist in your cache at all. And if you leave the computer after this, it's wiped. Your data is safe. I guess I can show you. Desktop view is similar to the cart and checkout page. We have like a main content and a sidebar over here that scrolls with you. So after you place that order, scrolls to the top, and you just see your order confirmation page. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should call out.
I had one thing to add, Stephen, like we discussed. So the first name, last name, and the email will be pre-filled in the field.
Over here?
So all the person will need to do is add a password, and hopefully that reduces the amount of effort needed to create the account. In here, all the fields are filled. I just wanted to point out that when they first land on this, the password field will be empty, but everything else will be pre-filled from the order.
Yeah, my password field was being filled because I have LastPass installed, so it just was trying to be helpful. But yeah, this data comes from like an initial value object. So just like we get the rest of this data for rendering on this page, we also pass it to the create account component here that injects the initial values from your order. And they're editable too. So, if you were shipping to somebody else, I think we would just render that data here, the shipping information name. Which brings up a good point. I wonder if maybe we should be using billing addresses as the checkout or the create account default values, initial values.
The field is editable, so if that's not the right name and email, they can always change it. But more often than not, people buy for themselves usually. They ship to the same. So I think for any edge cases where they're shipping to somebody else, that we won't hit that as frequently, I don't think.
Yeah.
Fine to have it the way it is now.
Cool. Is there any other questions about the order confirmation page? Does anybody hate it? Don't tell me. All right. I can't see the chat, so I don't know if there's any questions. I'm going to stop here.
I'm glad you peeled back all the layers of that and really got deep into the weeds, and that was good.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in your potato puns, Andy.
Yeah.
They were very spur of the moment. They just popped up.
Great. So any other questions for Stephen?
Stephen, you do know this is going to be on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. Cool then.
Yeah. I wanted people to see me in my
yeah.
I'm I'm going to
Yeah,
make
I
it
have
the
a
screen
question.
of this week's video too.
I have a
Okay,
question,
well,
Stephen. Yeah, how do you type? How did you code this?
all
Just
right.
That
bounce
makes
around the keyboard.
sense.
This is enough.
Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you, Stephen, for the demo. We'll move on here. We have Dev with an update on Webpagetest.
Hey everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so I have a quick update on our new CI build related to performance. So we have added this new build, and basically it runs Webpagetest and Lighthouse. And currently it's optional because the service is good, but sometimes it's not reliable. So we have kept it at optional. And if you see something like, say, if it fails, it will put a comment, something like this. And if you see this, and if you, for sure, if you know like it's not related to your code changes, you can just ignore it. At the end, as part of QA, I will be going through any of these failures, and I will be testing them, and then I will post a comment if it's actual failure. That's it from my side. Any questions?
What does the number mean?
This is the actual like numbers you see on the Lighthouse or web page site when you run a
Is it a
website against
is it a
it.
percentage, like a score out of 100?
Yeah, right.
No. This is not out of 100. This is out of 1.
Well,
Yeah,
But
is the goal to get closer to 1 or to be lower?
closer to 1.
No, it has to be
Oh.
closer to 0.75. Like 75 is the base minimum, I guess. So there are like bunch
Right.
of
I was asking, like if we're obviously we'd shoot for 100 or 1, so lower is worse. That's all.
yeah. In this
0.75 is the value that we're like our bar that we're holding our PRs to.
In this case, yes. Every other metric has a different. For others, it's like away from 100 or away from 1.
Yeah, like there is a web page test metric which is for like first byte load.
Has
So
to
that's
be
like the
like
first rate, like
some of them have to be higher. So it depends on the metric we're talking about.
yeah, but yeah, every metric has like the minimum expected and the actual for the PR, so you can easily get it. Yep, that's it, and you can take it back.
All right. So thanks, Dev. Obviously, if you have any questions around, this new CI kind of build process, feel free to reach out to Dev there. Something that's obviously, I think, kind of needs. Sorry, my wife and kid are just having like a play party in the kitchen right now, and I'm totally distracted. So reach out to Dev if you have questions there around Lighthouse integration there. So I think that's it for our internal demos. I'll give the team maybe a second here to chime in if you have anything you want to kind of bring up or demo with the audience here. All right, great. So Jordan, unfortunately, Jordan had an internal commitment that he had to make, so he couldn't be on today's call for Community Corner, but he did let me know that we would have you in here and the team from Digital 6 to demo some of the PWA work that they have been doing on their end. And so we're excited to have you guys here, and I'll turn it over to you, and if you're on the call still.
Yeah. Cool. I'll share my screen first, and I've got the guys who actually worked on the project to talk through what we've done. So I'll just work out how I share a screen in this. This is the first time I've used BlueJeans, so I might have to restart the app because I've not granted it permission yet.
Blue Jeans problems are real. All right, so we'll give you in just a second to jump back in here. In the meantime, maybe Stephen, you can come back with some potato dance.
Hello.
There he is.
Right. Should be able to do it now. Sorry about that. Right. So, can everyone see my screen now?
You sure can.
Sure can.
Cool.
Sure can.
So
Although I'd kind of rather see the unicorn.
That's good, isn't it?
Good.
So we've built we used Venia and PWA Studio as the basis for this this site, and we're hoping to launch in about 3-4 weeks' time. We're pretty much wrapped up everything on the project except for a couple of issues that we found, which we were going to discuss in the call. Just see if anyone's got any ideas. Let me just can I get the chat up as well as the. Yes, I can. Cool. So we've got Tony, Mikhail, and Yoda on the call as well. They're the guys that actually worked on the site. So I might just quickly run through just an add to cart process checkout, and then let those guys take over. So we're obviously selling whiskey here, and this client's on Magento 1 at the moment. So they're used to Magento. They're very much looking forward to getting a lovely, fast PWA. So we've done quite a lot of modifications to Venia in terms of the cart. So they've got gift wrapping. We built our own module for that. And we've brought some of the user interface back closer to Magento just because of the way that the designer felt the layout should go. Checking money order at the moment. And so yeah, we've got what else is there that's fun? So we've built a custom layout view for the dates that the new whiskies arrive, because that's one of their appeals. And I think we're also doing GBP and Euro and USD storefronts. So that's one thing that we haven't got working yet, is an issue where you can add to the cart, but if you then change the store view, then we're unable to add to the cart at the moment, and it won't load the cart anymore because we're trying to load the old store view there. And what was the only other issue we run up against is server-side rendering, and our hosting company doesn't allow Docker installs. So we were going to use SEO Snap, and we can't because we don't have Docker. So we're now looking at alternative options there, or potentially detaching SEO Snap from Docker. I think it's best if Tony, Mikhail, and Yoda chime in on what they did on the project and how they found it.
I'll start then. So I'm just going to talk a bit about the front end, really. Ewan's gone through quite a lot of the stuff that I was going to show you as like
Sorry.
a demo. It's all right. I was mainly working on the styling and general front end work, but we've used essentially like Venia as a basis, and then we've created quite a lot of our components based on the components in Venia, because they were like good building blocks for us. So there's been quite a lot of customization on that front. Also, like we've kept a lot of things like quite similar to Venia, such as like the cart being in the sidebar, and we've kind of kept the same with the filters as well. But when it comes to some of the technical aspects of us moving the cart to separate pages and stuff like that, I think Mikhail is going to be able to give you more information on that. So I'll probably pass over to Mikhail.
Hi, I'm Mikhail. And I've been working on this project with Tony mainly on front end, and we have basically used the PWA Studio project as our startup project, and we have made a lot of customization, but few things that worked well were GraphQL queries, card context, mini-search, service worker, or the development environment. So we basically needed just few adjustments for it to fit our needs, and these things worked really well. But we have found some issues when using the talon hooks. For example, I think we had sometimes issues that or sometimes the talon hooks are very specific for the component, and just a small change in the component requires a work on the talon hook to be done. And the next thing we found complicated was testing. Sometimes just small changes on the UI, on the layout, caused the test to fail. So I was thinking maybe more integrational tests would help in this. And otherwise, as Ivan mentioned, we are working on the server-side rendering, and that's probably something that's something we have an issue with now, and we are probably looking for solutions, but it's complicated now. So any help will be really useful. That's probably everything from me.
So, I mean, for my part, I was just working Magento backend on this, and mostly that was just writing the GraphQL for things that didn't exist, like shipping estimates, custom attributes, emails, password resets, and things. I didn't really do much on the PWA side, just filling in the missing functionality, really. That was always fun.
Okay, yeah, so let me jump in here. First off, what you guys have done here is great. I mean, the site looks great. I know you guys have had some issues you've had to work through, and we're of course happy to help, throw in resources on our side to help help you guys get this project across the line. But what you guys have done here is amazing. This site is awesome, and more importantly, it speaks near and dear to my heart because I love whiskey.
Oh my God.
And
Yes.
Salmi and I have just been over here just pinging each other like, well, look at this, look at the whiskey. So that's what we're most excited about. But
when it's safe to ship things again, I'm going to be spending a lot of money on this website.
It's keto friendly.
Yeah, honestly, if there are like promo codes, you might want to just pass those around. I have I have a sort of a deep dive question that you can feel free to answer very generally, which is SEO Snap wasn't feasible for you because of Docker. And I was wondering if there was an option that was as out of the box as SEO Snap for doing server-side rendering with React itself, React HTML. Is that something that your stack would be capable of doing with Node.js somewhere in the actual web tier?
Yeah. The limitation is just we're using Sonasi hosting, and they don't allow Docker because their hosting set up as microservices anyway. So we can't then put Docker onto the microservices that they've got set up. So if we can get SEO Snap set up without Docker, then we should be fine. But I don't think we'll be able to, based on their feedback.
Sure, I got you. But I'm saying that as an alternative to SEO Snap, if you could just do Node.js server-side rendering using the React server-side rendering capabilities, would you be able to do that? Would you have Node in production to do that?
I think so. Mikhail, can you think of any issues there?
Yeah, I think we should be able to do that, but I think it might take a lot of time. and a lot of code optimizations to make this work.
Okay. Okay, good to know. I know that it would take a lot of optimizations, but what's pertinent to me is how easy it is for you guys to set up your production stack to do, for instance, Docker versus to do Node.js at server side. And so that's just one data point for us about what would be the most convenient for you. So thank you.
Yeah, in terms of I think you guys, you had a couple other points around, some issues with testing, some issues with some of the kind of missing functionality, which I think are all valid things that we'd love to deep dive into. Given the nature of this call for the wider community, I'd say let's open up to questions from either the internal team, anybody on the call about anything that particular that the Digital 6 team ran into with this implementation on the project, and then we can definitely set up time after this meeting and after this call to deep dive into those issues specifically with your team and ours, and we can help you kind of resolve or find a solution for some of those topics like SSR and testing and so on and so forth. So open up the floor here. Anybody on the line that has general questions about the project here with Digital 6 or how to get their hands on some of these whiskeys, feel free to jump in.
I did have, so I know you listed one of your issues was the switching between locales or currencies. I don't know what exactly that was. But I think what you would need to do there is if you're using Apollo, I think Stephen kind of indicated this, we use the Apollo cache for everything. So when you switch between those different views, you probably need to blow that cache away. So there's something called reset store. I think that will wipe that cache completely for you, and then that'll force them. Well, it's going to cause one problem. It's going to wipe their cart.
They're trying to get their cart to merge over. It seems.
Yeah, that's a better problem than the one you see right now with the invalid cart ID. But it will at least get you going in the right direction, where you'd probably need to merge those carts together after you got the new cart ID for the new store view. But that is something that I would explore. But we also we use Apollo cache persist, which persists the cache to local storage, and we've found an issue with reset store where no matter how many times you reset it, local storage restores it. That's it. You get in this reset restore loop. So that is something I would look into, but be mindful of that caveat with the Apollo cache persist.
Well, we'll take a look at that. It's something we've not fully investigated yet. It's one of the last things on our to-do list.
Yeah, I'm working with Chris at Bradbender for IETN stuff. And he's having the same problem where when you switch between locales, translations, the same thing happens where that you still have everything in your Apollo cache. It doesn't know that data is stale, I guess. But that would be the similar solution for localization too. You need to wipe the cache, make sure it's not being persisted with Apollo cache persist, and then all your queries should refetch and have the data it needs.
We'll post whatever our solution was in the PWA Slack channel once we get it working as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, super interested in hearing about that.
For sure.
What else? Any other questions for you and the team? All right. Well, thanks guys for the demo. Again, the site looks great. I think we're always excited to see new projects come up and hit our radar. And again, we're happy to follow up with you guys, help wherever we can to help get it across the line. And more importantly, whenever the launch is scheduled, let us know, and we'll crack open the bottles on our side and do a little happy hour with you guys.
Yes. Looks great.
So, last update, I guess, for our side. I know that there's been some talk of the contribution day that's coming up this weekend. So PWA Studio is kind of a late addition to the agenda for the contribution day, but we are going to participate. I'll turn it over to Tommy here a little bit to talk about kind of our participation this Saturday for those that are interested.
Here we go. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Okay, so yeah, as Andrew mentioned, Global Contribution Day came out of nowhere. I guess this is something that was probably going to be paired with Summit, and with the IRL cancellation of Summit, I think this is the kind of compromise for still having like a big hackathon day that we would normally have in person. So we were a late addition. I don't even think we're on the website right now as a project that you can focus on, but do not worry. Maybe I'll refresh and we're there now. No, we're still not there. But we are a project that you can contribute to during this contribution day. We will have internal resources staffed throughout the day. The format is a little odd. It's 24 hours between 10 a.m. Saturday and 10 a.m. Sunday. So there may be a couple hours there where somebody might be sleeping or changing a diaper. I don't know. But for the most part, we're going to try to be there curating work, helping out with anything that's needed. So such as this awesome PWA that we just saw, you guys are running into issues. Maybe if you can form that into like something that can be contributed to core, we can work with you through that and get that problem solved, not only for you guys but for everybody else who wants to use Vinia kind of as their template for a PWA. The board we will be working on is the same community backlog board that we've this kind of causes all the work we haven't. We have a lot of stuff in review, so it might be good for us to all the PRs that need to get merged. We have a tiny amount available here for new features. So this is really kind of like a call for call features now. If there's anything that you would like to see in the app, go ahead and like create an issue for it, tag me in it. We'll review it, and if it's a problem, we'll go ahead and provide you all the help you need to work on the feature during Contribution Day. I think that's it. I don't think we have like a schedule of who's going to be live at any point in time, but I think the format is like join this Slack channel on the Community Engineering Slack. There's also a Blue Jeans link where I think we're just supposed to like sit in Blue Jeans. If you have a question for one of us, you just hop in and say, "Can somebody help me?" and then we kind of like pair program through it together and get you going, make sure you're not blocked on anything that you're working on. So if you're interested, don't have anything going on Saturday, or just have like a question that's been bothering you or anything else, feel free to come hit us up. We should be there for those 24 hours. Any questions?
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks, Tommy. All right, so I think that about wraps us up for today. So we had a number of good demos there. Again, the contribution date is Saturday. If you're interested in participating, you're wondering how, there's obviously the website. We'll reach out to Tommy or myself on the Slack channel. And then we look forward to seeing you guys all next week and in the community Slack channel. So unless anybody has anything else, quick pause. Great. Then we will wrap this thing up. So on upwards, the recording has ended. Don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Honk if you like
potato now. Yeah, new potato phone.
Yeah, and wash your hands.
Thanks, everybody.
Remember to wash your hands. Thanks, everyone.
This Spud's for you.
This Spud's.
No.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
See you guys.